Let's begin.
Hey there, scary story fanatics. Welcome back to Cleaving Thought from Bone with your host, Sociopathic. Tonight, I have yet further developments to deliver to you. So, if you're in the mood for something a bit more dark and revealing, then you're in for something special. So, settle around your monitor screens and get ready to pull back the curtain on truth with an update that I've been waiting to deliver to you. The Memory Man. True Story Update number 4, Unexpected Misfortune.
Hello again, everyone. As always, I wish I were here under better circumstances, delivering stories of fictional fun, dark or not. After all, horror is simply fantasy at its core. But what I have to deliver is a far cry from fiction. But I digress, for I've said this before. But as always, before I delve into all I have to provide, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Sabian Lockhart, and I am now 42 years old. I currently live in upstate New York with my wife and daughter. The others are grown and now moved out of the house. In a way, that's good. Those kids had to live through all this before. The last time I put my family through this nonsense because I wanted to hunt something truly evil. I guess it's good they've been spared another go-round. But for the rest of us, there really isn't much choice in the matter. As most of you know by now, if you're tuning into this, you know I've been investigating a series of true occurrences of kidnappings, disappearances, and homicides in and around the Susquehanna County region of Pennsylvania for a few months now, likely the better part of a year at this point. Some of this has been prompted by my own experiences and memories, combined with adulthood realizations. Some of this motivation stems from the accounts of others, modern, present-day events, and the interactions I've been having with someone claiming to know more about what's going on. In my last update, I described 3 stories that were sent to me, news articles that had very little in common, other than they all involved the tragic happenings to young children, all modern and current, yet all separated by geography and notable key details. I was unable to lock down Throwaway John's meaning when he told me to keep digging, and insinuated a relationship between them. I even looked on the dark web for any additional information that may yield new insights, and basically came up short. My update ended with me basically calling out this person, honestly hoping to prompt a response, to rattle the cage as it were. Well, the cage rattled, but what fell out was more than unexpected. The following is what I received from John.
Hello again, Mr. Lockhart. In light of the Memory Man update that went up tonight, your seemingly negative and hostile attitude towards me, I'd like to clarify some things and shed some light where I can. Firstly, I'd like to apologize again. I genuinely was not intending to come off as threatening, and your caution in viewing me as being so potentially, while somewhat disheartening, is completely understandable. I would like to explain that it's just as risky for me and the party I represent to contact you. I do not intend to be a threat. I'm not being cryptic to confuse you or to threaten you, but because it's risky for us to reach out to you at all, and even more so to actually be direct. Now, I would like to address your conclusions directly in order. 1. It is indeed bigger than you thought. 2. I know who you are, and you're half right. I don't know everything that's happening, but what I do know is enough. And I don't want to alarm you, but others with more insidious intentions know who you are as well. I know you'll censor any information deemed too revealing, so I will say this. Your name is... Your wife's named... And you have 4 children, 2 yours biologically, 2 not. And you currently live in New York. Please don't take this as a threat, as it's not, nor is it meant to be implied. I'm only mentioning this as proof of my credibility. 3. They are somewhat connected, somewhat not. It's a bit difficult to explain, but that's the right track. Now, as far as the last message sent, the reason I sent it is because I knew you would know what to do. You're intelligent, and you've done deep research like this before. It's why I contacted you in the first place, to potentially aid where I can. You're not the only one who's been affected by this, directly or otherwise. It was just the sentence and links because, like you, I'm being watched. But that was what I was able to dig up for you as a starting point. I'll let you know if there's more to find. For now, keep digging. But stay safe. Nobody's special.
So, I took a few things away from this email. Firstly, this was not the response I was anticipating, which I also see now was my greatest flaw in my approach. But I'll get more into that later. Secondly, whoever this person is, they know exactly who I am, and likely, if they wanted to hurt me, could have done so by now. Also, I'm not sure if I'm ready to meet this expectation, but apparently I'm thought to be smart enough, intelligent enough, to figure this out on my own. How the hell am I supposed to do that? Each of these stories are seemingly entirely unrelated, aside from the aforementioned vague shared elements. Lastly, I learned that this person is indeed a subscriber, or at least following this story as they mentioned watching the last update the night that it was released. That means it must be one of you. That thought in itself creeps me the hell out, and certainly heightens my awareness. But despite all this really jarring and unsettling information, I responded back to John. Mr. Doe, firstly, I should likely apologize for what likely seemed to be an aggressive maneuver by myself. I am sure, however, that you understand my immediate concern, as you seem to know an awful lot about me, but I know nearly nothing about you. I would play a game of give and take here, but taking into consideration that all I have provided, which certainly includes all that personal information, and also the updates I have been delivering on this topic, it would appear that, in a give and take situation, I would be owed. Now, I'm not asking for a lot, I assure you. Likely not even as much as I should. But allow me to elaborate first. See, your most recent response makes me feel as though you're not in total control of your situation. Feeding me small bits of information and not allowing me to see anything of a bigger picture, while simultaneously assuring me that my actions also concern the risks that you are taking, seems to insinuate that maybe you require some assistance, and are maybe not operating under your own free will. Do you need help? If you can't tell me where you are, send me a picture or a video clip that may contain this information. No, I will not jeopardize myself to find you, but I can offer assistance nonetheless. As far as discovering the connections with the information you sent me, I feel as though I've hit a dead end. At least, with everything I now have, there is no connection that I can make. I would need additional information to continue the search. Lastly, what I want, for now, is some sort of proof that you are who you say you are. That you either need my help, or that you are a force to be taken seriously. And that is all. Just substantiation. I eagerly await your response. Sincerely, Sabian Lockhart. Obviously, I made sure to insinuate that I'm not entirely letting this person off the hook of my creep radar. Knowing so much about my personal life certainly gives me pause, but I also felt that possibly this person could need my help. There was something here that didn't quite add up, and I really just wanted some kind of proof that this wasn't a hoax. The delivery of nearly accurate personal information, some of the names were spelled wrong, etc., should have been enough for me. But it just wasn't. Unfortunately, it would be a few weeks before I received the reply from John. Eagerly and greedy for all the email contained, when I did get it, I clicked on it and read the following.
Greetings once again, Mr. Lockhart. Firstly, no apologies from you are owed. I fully understand your concern, given, as you have stated, the information I have on you as opposed to the lack of information you have on me. While I'd prefer to keep my identity confidential, you may refer to me as nobody special, as indicated by the sign-off at the end. For now, at least, the reason I chose that sign-off is that ultimately it states who I am. That being nobody of real note, while not giving personal information that I would rather keep private. Now, you've gleaned from my last email that I am not fully in control of my current situation. That interpretation is somewhat correct. I am unsure as to what you mean by, do you need help? However, if you're asking if I'm in danger, my answer is no, at least not currently. If it were to be discovered that I'm supplying these leads and information, however, I can guarantee me that you wouldn't hear from me again, as certain other parties I am unfortunately associated with would not be pleased, to say the least. So, I'm sure you have questions, which I would be willing to answer to the best of my abilities. Aside from that, I'm unsure of what proof I could give that should be taken seriously, besides the information I've provided as to your identity. As far as new leads go, I regret to say that I myself don't know everything. I will, however, keep trying to get more information, and will keep in contact. As far as old leads I've given you, though. I'll elaborate somewhat. All those cases are indeed connected, but not entirely directly. It seems inconceivable that a single person could murder all those children that you already knew of, as well as the ones I provided, correct? So then, what would you infer from that, if they're connected? Also, there are more incidents than what I sent, and that you were told about. Some haven't been reported on. Some have. I suggest doing a bit more research, as it may shine some more light. More to come, I'm sure. Nobody special.
The following days, well, more like weeks, I did some research. Honestly, I've been really busy, so it's only been when I've had a chance, which, trust me, isn't often. Still, I did as I was asked, even heading back to the dark web for answers, and guess what? My search yielded absolutely nothing more. And I suppose I just kinda gave up. The only other thing I realized is that whoever was doing this couldn't have been doing all of this alone. John didn't send me any of the things I hoped he would either, such as some type of evidence to prove that he was indeed genuine, except for the personal information he delivered. So, I didn't report anything to any of you, because that's where the story ended. There was nothing else to say. At least, not yet. And, as it always is, just when you least expect it, shit happens. Now, when I'm at work, I can't get messages. I'm not even supposed to keep my phone on me. But I do. And I only do this in case my wife needs to get a hold of me, in case of emergencies. And even then, it's on silent mode. So, I don't get to check it for messages unless I'm on break or hitting up the bathroom. But I do check it from time to time. And one day I noticed that I had an odd email amongst the others sitting within my notifications menu. After washing my hands, I decided to take a quick look. Some YouTube analytics, some offers to attend colleges, LinkedIn job matches, and an email from someone named Irritum. If I'm being honest, the first thought that crossed my mind was some Nigerian prince had somehow negated the trappings of my spam folder. Still, when I scrolled by the subject line, this is what comes next. I found myself intrigued. I opened my email for a peek before sliding my phone back into my pocket, and what I revealed was a full paragraph of obscure but relatable content, and 2 attachments. I knew 2 things at this very moment. I knew that this was somehow connected to John, and I knew that I'd have to wait to read it in its entirety. I hesitantly closed my phone out and returned to work, itching to get to that email once the day had come to an end. That evening, when I got home, I hugged my wife hello and changed out of my suit for a pair of sweats and a t-shirt and sat down at my computer desk. Sure, I could have looked the moment I got out of work, but at that point, it had been so long, I decided to just wait until I could pull it up on my email on my computer. When I read it, I felt an old, familiar feeling wash over me, as dread overtook me once again.
Dear Mr. Lockhart, my, you are a stubborn and nosy one, aren't you? Thank you for asking so nicely for some kind of proof from our mutual friend, but they'll be unable to provide you with anything of the sort for the foreseeable future. Seems we have a traitor in our midst. As for you, I know you'd like to know more, and as much as I'd love to just come right out and spell it out for you, I feel you already know too much as it is. You can keep searching, not keep searching, tell everyone what you think you know, etc. It doesn't matter. And I would like you to be dealt with, as it were. But yet, I find that fucking with you might be a little bit more fun, at least for a while. I hope you can keep me entertained. Attached to some proof of our mutual friends' new accommodations. At least, for now. We'll be in touch soon. Irritum.
I almost couldn't believe what I was reading. And as much as I dreaded doing so, I opened the attachments on the email. 2 pictures, both revealing prominent information, such that John was being held someplace dark and completely uninviting, and that John wasn't a John at all. John was a girl. At least, that was what was being insinuated by these pictures, and Irritum. And from the interaction itself, I learned that John, or whoever they are, they certainly weren't working alone. And maybe I've been dealing with the lesser of known evils up until this point anyway. And now, well, it seems I've stepped firmly in it. To tell you the truth, it bothers the hell out of me that someone knows who I am, all about me, where I live, and more, and I don't know who or where they are. I really haven't felt safe since I read those words. And I now know. It doesn't matter if I decide to dig deeper or probe more, or if I simply walk away and leave it alone entirely. There seems to be no stopping what's to come now. And I fear that I may have more to report to you all very soon. Sabian out.
Well, seems there's more to tell, and be assured that I'll make sure to tell it to you, if I make it that far, that is. But in all seriousness, I'm more prepared than you might think. And so should you be for next week's story. So until then, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and turn on notifications so I can catch you all again next Saturday.
Social media can be very unpredictable, especially regarding horror content. If this content gets removed, all new content will be simultaneously presented on various websites provided in the description to this video. Make sure to follow me in other digital spaces so that you never miss out on the terror. Also, if you like this video, make sure to leave a comment and hit the like button. It helps the channel a lot. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy what's here, consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss an upload. Writing is a dream of mine, and it's all of you that make that dream come true.